Our next speaker is Dr. Harshul. Unfortunately, he was not able to make for the conference this time, but he has sent his presentation in the form of a video. He is presenting on black and brown cataracts. Can you please play the video, Dr. Harshul Tuck? Loaded on. He's a senior consultant at Jaipur and a very prolific surgeon. Let's hear his presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. At the outset, I'd like to thank Dr. Vanashri Nayak for giving this opportunity to be part of our instruction course. So today I'll be talking about how to do safe phacoemulsification in brown, black, and white cataracts. We all know that to deal with these kind of cataracts is challenging even for an experienced and skilled phacosurgeon. The technique which I use to deal with brown and black cataracts is what I call drill and chop technique, which I presented in ESCRS Paris 2010 and 2011 in ESCRS Vienna. We all know that the main problem in brown and black cataracts lies in the dense central endonuclear core and thick leathery posterior fibers. So it's very difficult to crack these kind of dense nucleus. So after making side port incisions, it's always useful to stain anterior capsule in these kind of cataracts because you can easily visualize the margin of capsular axis when you are doing phacoemulsification. Coming to the sizing of the capsular axis, the size has to be around 5.5 millimeters. It should not be small because a small capsular axis may get damaged while you are chopping the nucleus or while you're taking out these sharp and thick nuclear pieces. These hard nucleus are going to take up more ultrasound energy of phaco machine. So we need to protect the corneal endothelium by using chondroitin sulfate based OVD like Viscoat. Now coming to nucleus emulsification, I start drilling in the center of the nucleus and deeper down in the central endonuclear core. So by drilling like this in the center and deeper, your two purposes are solved. Firstly, you weaken the dense endonuclear core, and secondly, you get a good deeper purchase of the nucleus and your chop becomes much more effective. So now after drilling, I'm holding the nucleus and chopping the entire thickness of the nucleus all the way down. As you can see here, I rotate the nucleus 180 degree, hold it another side and complete this crack. So now once you have this complete division of the nucleus, you rotate it 90 degree and again divide the nucleus into smaller pieces. And after dividing it into various smaller pieces, you can easily take them out one by one like piece of cakes. As I said, these are denser nucleus. You need to replenish OVD also in between so that you protect corneal endothelium all the time. And try to emulsify away from the endothelium in the pupillary plane. Most of these harder nuclei, they have very little of epinuclear cushion there. So you need to be very careful while you're coming to the last pieces. And this is how you finish the nucleus emulsification. And this is a hydroimplantation technique which I described in 2010. You just put irrigation cannula in the anterior chamber and the single piece IOL, it goes in the capsule bag and you don't need any OVD there. Coming to white intumescent cataracts, the problem in these kind of cataracts is that there is increased intracapsular pressure because of the liquefied cortical matter. So capsulorhexis becomes challenging in these cases. So after staining anterior capsule, we go ahead and use high molecular weight OVD and use a technique which I call sequential two-stage capsulorhexis. And here I go and make a very small curvilinear cut in the anterior capsule using a cystitome. Go ahead and again put OVD in front of it and use a microcapsulorhexis forceps to make a very small opening in the center of the anterior capsule. So this central area is the safest area where you can make small capsulorhexis. And it's very important to debulk the capsular bag before you start enlarging your capsulorhexis to definitive size. So I use a 27 gauge cannula, go from main port, and you can see the entire liquefied cortical matter is coming up in this cannula. But this is not enough. You need to go from one side port and debulk from this area. So because this liquefied cortical matter is all around in the capsular bag, I go ahead and from other side port as well to debulk so that you can debulk the almost all the entire capsular bag, and then I go and give an oblique cut there in the anterior capsule and use a microcapsulorhexis forceps to complete the capsulorhexis, which is of definitive adequate size. Coming to a white cataract, which is a Morganian cataract, the problem in these kind of cases is that there is a whole lot of liquefied cortical matter which is there inside, and the moment you give nick in the anterior capsule, the entire liquefied cortical matter comes out, obscuring your view and making it very difficult to make capsulorhexis. So as soon as you give a nick here in anterior capsule, you'll see that the milky fluid is coming out. Even when you're trying to make capsulorhexis, again milky fluid is trying to come out. So you go ahead and again wash this liquefied cortical matter. And another problem in these kind of cases is that anterior capsule is very fragile and zonules are weak in these cases, and they have a lot of anterior capsular plaque. So you need to be very careful while you are in capsulorhexis. And once you have the capsulorhexis, the another problem lies in the freely mobile hard nucleus in most of these cases of Morganian cataract. So the technique which works best in these cases is of horizontal chop. Go ahead and drill in center, get a good hold, lift the nucleus up, and get a chopper from equator. And you can see I'm able to achieve this crack in the nucleus. I go ahead and rotate the nucleus 180 degree again, hold it, and again divide this nucleus in two pieces. So once you have this division, you can further get chop and divide this nucleus in smaller pieces before you emulsify the entire nucleus. You can step down on your phaco settings whenever you are emulsifying the last nuclear fragments so that you don't get surge. And after that, you go ahead and put IOL in the capsular bag. So after putting IOL, if you realize that the overlap of the optic is too much, you can always go ahead and secondarily enlarge capsulorhexis to adequate size. Here I enlarge capsulorhexis, and this finishes the case. So I think with these few cases, I'd like to end my presentation here. And once again, I'd like to thank the entire executive committee of KSOS and Dr. Vanashi for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Okay. After that wonderful black, white, and brown cat.